All right, I just received SDS import on the return of that faulty magazine, which I sent back to them. Let's see what we have. And they sent back the old magazine. Oh yeah, this feels let's see if I can focus here. Oh yeah, definitely much smoother. I wonder if they if this was the same mag, would they give me a new one? Welcome everyone. First of all, happy 2026. And this is going to be a short, quick update on my Tisas 1911A1 Tank Commander. As you can tell, well, as you saw from the opening, this update is on the Mec-Gar magazine, which I mentioned from the previous video. This particular one was having a failure to feed issue due to the follower seemed to be a little either out of spec, or I don't know what's the issue, but it was getting stuck near the top of the magazine. You could feel the greediness, so I contacted Tisas SDS import, and then they sent it back after the holidays. Now I'm not sure if they sent back a brand new one, a different one, or it's the same magazine and they fixed the follower. I can't tell. In either case, this is much more smoother than before. However, I did take it to the range and test it out, but I only had one box, 50 rounds. And I used all of them on this magazine. I loaded up 3 to 4 times. It worked. All right, it worked until the last few rounds. I decided to shoot single hand, and it happened again. The last round failed to feed on the very last round, okay, of the 50th round. And now I'm sure I did not limp wrist, but I did not have any more ammo to test. In either case, it is what it is. I'm pretty much done with the Mec-Gar magazine. I'm just gonna leave it as is, mark it, and keep it as a range use. But to be fair, I bought the Tisas 1911A1 Tank Commander for a range gun anyways, and I got plenty of other mags that I can use. So no worries here. The gun is safe. All right, chamber is clear. I know a lot of people have some good experience with the Mec-Gar magazine, But in my case, I'm not gonna trust the Mec-Gar for now. Now on to the other modifications. Pretty obvious, as you can see, I changed out the grip panels. I actually came across this one by accident, and I just realized this is the grip that I kind of put a thumbnail on in the last video. And this one is the Hogue, right? The Extreme series. And they are the very thin profile grips, as you can see here. I said I wanted to try a thin grip because I got like tiny puny hands, and with that installed, it actually feels pretty good. The picture on the website seems to be a little greener, darker green, but I guess, you know, they're all very different. Not all of them are the same, and this one's a bit more tan. Either way, I do, you know, like the combination with the phosphate finish, all right, the Pockerized and the green, the combo. I'm cool with it. So, in order to change the grips, you're gonna have to unscrew the. Let me see if I can focus on this. You're gonna have to change out the grip bushing. All right, otherwise it'll be too tall and you have the screw kind of sitting on top. So in order to take the grip bushings out, they do sell tools on Amazon or on the internet, whichever. However, for me, the tools are a bit pricey, and just buying a tool and then changing it out once was kind of wasteful. So I decided to use the next best thing, which is just a flathead screwdriver. And now you want to make sure you get a big one that can fit snugly onto the grip bushing. All right, so it'll be wide and you have more leverage, so you can turn and without slipping. All right, just make sure that, you know, you got your gun secure, you know, locked down tight, and just gently unscrew the grip bushings out. Okay, you don't want to use a smaller one because you might slip, and this is what happened, right? This is because I didn't grab the big one. I used a small one first, so it's really easy to mar up the notch there. And you do and Tisas bushings, they do come with a little Loctite. You know, it's not very strong. I didn't use any heat gun or heat of any kind. I just used a flathead screwdriver, kind of make sure it's snug in there, and just slowly turn the thing, and you know, it came off pretty easily. All right, once you get all the 4 bushings out, you're gonna replace it with the thin grip bushing. Now these sets I got also from Hogue. All right, and they're a little pricey, but definitely, you know, they're better made. The quality, it's much better. While I was screwing in these Hogue bushings, I slipped as well, but it didn't even ding it one bit. All right, so Tisas is a bit soft metal, but the Hogue definitely a little stronger. And you want to make sure when you screw it in, screw it back out, and then screw it in again to make sure you don't cross thread. Do remember to put on some Loctite on there, and then voila, you're done with the grip. All right, and like I said, with my puny hands, I really like the feel of the thin grip. After I switch out the grip, I do find that the previously I had an Ed Brown long trigger type. for some reason, I just didn't like it after with all the setup, so I kind of just unmodify switch it back to the original factory. I like this better, so I do like the silver color, so maybe in the future I'll switch it out with Ed Brown's or some other company's silver trigger, but we'll see. Now finally, the last modification that I did is on the grip safety. As you can tell, I switch out the factory grip safety, the long one, which is the A1 model, GI model, right, to a shorter tanged grip safety. I'm assuming this is the M1911, not the A1, the first classic 1911 short tang grip. Another reason I changed it out is because I did think about changing out to a beaver tail, but that's going to take a lot of work because you need to modify the lower frame in order to have a flush fit with the beaver tail. And I'm too lazy and I don't have, the proper equipment. So I saw online someone did this modification with the grip safety, and they just kind of filed it down to have a flush fit with the lower frame. I thought that was actually a pretty cool idea. So I went online and got on eBay, got one of these guys. Unfortunately, they only have either the silver or the blue finish. So it's a little different from the rest of the gun, but just a range toy. It's not a beauty queen, so I'm good with that. And taking out to the range and having shot it, it definitely helps. It definitely feels much more comfortable than the A1 GI version style grip safety. All right. Since I typically like to have a high grip, so the thing will dig into the skin. Anyway, this version of the grip safety does as well, but not that much. And at a certain angle, you actually don't even feel it. Right, and of course you have the Commander style hammer, so I didn't get any hammer bite, so everything is good on that. This is pretty much all the modification I've done to the Tisas 1911A1 Tank Commander, and I have no plans in the future to change out anything, or except maybe some of the internal springs. Okay, I might decide to change that just for reliability, maybe. Currently, right now, it works. Aside from the Mec-Gar magazine, which is having the last round failure to feed, it could possibly also be the gun, but I'll be shooting this a lot, and I'll be using other magazines as well, and we'll see if it'll have any trouble later in the future. So hopefully I can update on that. And like I say, currently this Mec-Gar magazine is just going to be a backup, right, if it's still having that issue. So in conclusion, overall, for the price of 300-ish Arizona iced tea, you get a very solid 1911 Tank Commander style, handgun, all forged steel. And really, even with all the upgrades that I did, with the grips, grip safety, some springs, changing out, that comes to be just, under 500-ish Arizona iced tea. I can't complain. Overall, the gun shoots fine, shoots great. It's solid. Nothing's loose. It's just a solid gun. All right, and I'm very happy with the purchase. No regrets. If you need any more, detailed information, on the 1911, on Tisas 1911 internals or whatnot. You know, there are plenty other YouTubers that is more experienced than I am, so please feel free to check them out. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be shooting this a lot more in the future, so I could give you guys an update on that. But overall, currently, I am very happy with the gun. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.